I am joined by undefeated rising star middleweight Edmen Shahbazyan. Edmen, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you coping amid this coronavirus outbreak?
Yeah, we're quarantining here in California, but we're still training. In the garage, either my garage or my coach's garage. That's what we're doing right now. I just came from practice. We're at my coach's house doing some pad work.
Okay, good. Because I was going to ask you, so the gym is closed, no access to there, but you're able to meet up with your coaches and get one-on-one work, right?
Yeah, we get one-on-one work. We make sure like there's no one else there, and we get the work.
Awesome. Well, of course, you were scheduled to take on Derek Brunson, April 11, UFC Portland. That was one of the three events that were canceled. You were originally scheduled to fight UFC 248, so I'm sure looking back, this is probably a big wrench in your plans. Tell me, first of all, the fight didn't happen UFC 248 because of an injury Brunson suffered, correct? Is that what you were told?
Yeah. That's what happened. We were supposed to fight UFC 248. We would have been done by now if that happened, but and then he had an injury, so they rescheduled it. Wait, they offered another person. We said yeah to him, but I guess the other guy didn't accept because it was too short of a notice. And then they rescheduled it to the Portland date, and we agreed on that too. And then this whole Corona thing happened.
So without you having to necessarily name who that person was, but you said you accepted straight away. Was it a ranked opponent or was it?
Yeah. It was ranked opponent. That's what we want. Right now, like the
Yep.
position we're in, when we want a top 10 opponent, something that's gonna get us closer to, the top five, and then slowly to the rankings, to the championship.
And what's the communication process been like with the UFC? I mean, do you know as much as we do? It's just that it's canceled, postponed, or have they been telling you like when you could possibly fight? Or I mean, obviously it's tough to tell, but I mean, like if they're going to put you in another event, or they're going to keep UFC Portland as it is? Because I don't know if you've heard they're going to put together like UFC 249, but it's not really going to be UFC 249. They said they're going to put together a mix of fights. They mentioned Francis Ngannou's fight potentially being on that card. Have you been told anything?
No, I have not yet. I haven't been told anything. I know basically just as much as you guys. Just that the fight's postponed indefinitely. So we're just waiting on the news too here.
All right, so I guess is you're still going to want Derek Brunson. It's a good opponent for you at this stage in your career. I'm sure you've noticed it's a similar path to what Israel Adesanya had, kind of like the championship path. Do you like your career trajectory and kind of the opponents you've been offered?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're progressing the right way, and we're taking the right approach as to who we're fighting and when we're fighting them. And yeah, definitely, I don't want to rush anything, but I do want to set some high goals. I have set some high goals, and I do want to accomplish them. But yeah, no rush. Taking our time, and yeah, we're gonna climb our way to the top.
And you're not too far from the record of youngest UFC champion if you keep this way. But this is gonna put a wrench in your plans, right? With the
Yeah,
timetable and everything.
yeah. Put a little bit of time back on that. We have until like next July to accomplish that goal, because it's like 23 years and 8 months, and I'll be 23 in November, and then we have another 8 months on top of that. But yeah, I think everything happens for a reason. So we'll see what happens. So, but we're hoping to fight soon once this whole thing's over with.
Definitely, and the matchup with Brunson, he's kind of changed the style recently. I think he's learned from his past losses. He's a lot less aggressive, a lot more composed. Does that change your approach if you were to fight the old Brunson versus this kind of new Brunson that we've seen, the more tamed version of him?
No, it doesn't change my approach, but definitely I'm prepared for both styles. Whether if he's going to come with this blitzing style or his more passive and defensive style, I'm ready for both. We've been preparing for both, and yeah, whenever the fights are ready to go, I'm ready.
And there's been a ton of hype around you, and I'm sure you know. But you're not a guy that's like trash talking or doing anything crazy. It's coming because you're putting the performances in, right? And you're doing the work.
Yeah.
How are you handling all of this? Like, do you like the pressure that comes with like being undefeated and people, because people are looking at this matchup and they're going Edmen first round knockout. It's what they've come to expect from you.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool definitely having like the support and like all the fans and stuff being involved, and saying this, saying that, you know. And no, I love that pressure. Whenever there's a lot of pressure, I love it, and I feel I thrive under pressure. So all that is good, I feel, and it just makes me more hungry and motivated to keep my record, keep my ranking, and keep like building up and getting better and going to the higher rankings, to the top 5, and then hopefully to the title soon. So yeah, it's motivating.
And a win over Brunson, it could do a lot for you. You've seen what it's done for Robert Whitaker, for Israel Adesanya. Do you allow yourself to kind of look ahead? Do you take it fight by fight, or do you allow yourself to look ahead at those top guys in the middleweight division, the champion himself, because he's acknowledged you as someone that he could see fighting down the line?
Yeah, yeah, you know, definitely don't. I don't look ahead of the matchups. I definitely take it fight by fight, but I know where a win over Brunson will put me. So it'll put me in a great position in the top 10, and hopefully we build on from that to top 5. But yeah, I'm not looking ahead, but I know it puts me in a great position in the rankings.
And do you study your division? And do you watch like all the fights? Have you seen Adesanya's fight with Romero? And what were your
Yeah,
thoughts on it?
yeah. I watched that fight. You know, uh, it was a there was no action going on, but you know, Adesanya was just like kicking his legs and like keeping his distance. I mean, based on what like what Dana said, like whatever Romero, like he fought whatever Romero gave. He fought with Romero gave him, with what he gave him. So, and he like did the right stuff. He leg kicked him, kept his distance. I know Romero is very dangerous if you try to engage with them, but yeah, they were both a little more defensive. And I mean, the man who landed the more strikes, which was Adesanya, even on the legs, if he was kicking him, got the win.
Did you think you won the fight?
Man, it was so close. I don't know. It was like, in my opinion, it could have gone either way. But yeah, I think maybe those leg kicks kind of sealed it. Yeah.
And you were saying, because like Dana came to his defense a little bit. Do you see where he was coming from with this strategy? I mean, we've seen what Romero has done to a lot of guys when he hurts them, when he knocks them out. It kind of like changed their career. I mean, after fighting him as well.
Yeah, you know, definitely Romero. He's a dangerous fighter if you don't respect his his style. You know, because out of nowhere he might explode on you and hit you. So like we saw that with the first round with him and Adesanya. So Adesanya was more like composed and he kept his distance and picked him apart with the leg kicks. But like Romero had his moments too a little bit whenever he exploded, but then I don't know, it was they didn't really work that much. So I think we all saw like the co-main event, and then we saw that, so we were like so hyped up after the co-main event, and we were watching that, we're like, that was not good.
For sure, and a lot Romero like fought coming off of a loss, and Adesanya. I mean, he did want to fight Paulo Costa, but he couldn't. But he received a lot of stick, like the UFC in general, for making these kind of fights, and Jose Aldo getting the fight against Henry Cejudo. What are your thoughts on the recent title bookings?
I think it's cool, you know. It's Aldo has a good chance against um Cejudo, and Romero had a good chance against Adesanya if he like really approached. You know, it's all close fights. So even though they're coming off of losses, I mean, and it's also business too. You know, as a business standpoint, if it makes sense, then make the fight. You know, definitely Aldo has a shot at beating Cejudo, no doubt. But yeah, I think it's a business standpoint. It's a good thing, and yeah, I don't mind it. You know, they're coming off the losses. It's okay. You know, they're top contenders, so it doesn't really matter.
And at the end of the day, everyone's gonna watch, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know you don't want to look past Brunson, but where do you see, like, when you look at the middleweight rankings and where you're at, where do you see a win over him putting you? Do you envision yourself fighting certain guys to give you that path to Adesanya?
I think a win over him definitely puts me in a position maybe like close to top 5. I think it'll bump me up. Like I think it'll bump me up a couple spots. So uh, close to top 5, I think it'll put me. But yeah, in my eyes, I'm number 1. So I'm that's how I'm looking at it.
And I know it's hard to gauge how the rest of 2020 would look like, but in an ideal world, at the end of 2020, where's Edmen Shahbazyan?
if not a title shot, then definitely top like four, top four, top five, no doubt.
So for sure, the goal remains that you want to become the youngest champion. I mean, you still could do it. I mean, like you said, you still got until July, and you had an active
Yeah,
2019 as well. I could see
yeah,
you also fought 4 times in 2018, even before you got to the UFC. So
yeah.
is the goal here to try to remain as active as possible?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm a young fighter, so being active is important, and I just keep improving. You know, although this coronavirus thing is going on, I'm still in the gym. Not in the gym, but I'm still working out, improving my skills. I'm not just sitting at home, you know, laying down. I'm still working, whether it's in my garage or in my coach's garage. I'm still putting in work and improving myself every day.
And one last one before I let you go, and I appreciate the time. What's the plan here? I mean, is it hard not to like to have to stay in shape and not balloon up and all of that when
Yeah.
you don't even know when you're gonna fight, right?
Yeah, you know, the plan right now is to just to like stay active, you know, not like overtrain myself right now, but just to stay active, get good sweats in, and keep working out until we see what's happening, until we get a call to see when the postponement is gonna be, and um, I don't know, we'll wait on the government news too, you know, to see what's happening with the United States and everything.
Absolutely. Well, Edmen, I'm really looking forward to your next fight, whenever it's gonna be. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And stay safe and hope everything is okay with you and
Thank
your
you.
family and your trade fighters.
I appreciate it. Same for you. I hope you guys stay safe and all the best health to you guys.